Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for this VIXIO Payments Compliance webinar. I'm Catherine, Principal Analyst at VIXIO. I'm excited to introduce you to VIXIO's Horizon Scanning product with its newly updated dashboard features. So today we're going to be going through the challenges faced by those in the payment sector and how Horizon Scanning can help overcome those challenges. The functionality here is vast, so to keep the webinar engaging, we'll run through a few use cases that really highlight the value that you can expect to receive. But first, those of you who are new to us, we are VIXIO Regulatory Intelligence, provider of regulatory and business analysis for your payments, for our payments vertical. We exist because regulation is complex, and we're here to help you by providing that independent path to truth that's so needed. Our payments compliance platform provides insights, analysis, and regulatory monitoring across 140 plus jurisdictions globally. We help commercial and compliance teams to anticipate and track regulatory change, understand policy direction, and enter new markets. We are the one reliable source of truth that you can depend upon to understand what you need to know and when you need to know it. Now, as we all know, compliance and payments is complex, and we tend to feel that more acutely in a downturn, regulators moving at pace to focus more on customer protection measures, for example. But from customer protection to licensing to fraud, things seem to constantly change, and there's big change still to come. And balancing these demands with a business's risk appetite poses significant challenges for firms looking to grow. Let's see what that looks like in real life. Here's an example of how hard it can be. In the first half of 2022 alone, analysts at VIXIO reviewed over 300,000 regulatory updates for payments. That's from 78 jurisdictions, almost 900 authorities. And out of those 300,000, how many of them were relevant to payments? Less than 1,000 were relevant to payments and to you. And less than 300 needed to be actioned on. That's 0.1% of what we started with. And it's that 0.1% that you need to know, and so often it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Now, let me show you how we help our clients stay on top of and manage this constant regulatory change. Horizon Scanning will get you that 0.1% that matters. This is a tool that lets you monitor, investigate, and drill down into regulatory updates in 140 plus jurisdictions. And with our dashboards, you can analyze emerging regulatory trends to inform market strategies and manage risk through customizable views. So while we're transitioning to show you the product, I want to hear from you. In the chat, please answer the following. What would you most like to see Horizon Scanning do for you? Also, if you have any questions, please ask them via the button on the side of your screen. We're going to monitor these and come back to them at the end. So, to the platform, we're going to show you the key data on personalized dashboards as you enter Horizon Scanning, an overview of the key features, and two use cases, one on the custom capabilities of the dashboard and one on the actual use of Horizon Scanning. Now, Horizon Scanning at its core is about providing timely, relevant, and accurate updates. So the first page is all about convenience for you. At the top, we have we show the number of global updates from the last 80 days, along with most active jurisdictions from your personal watch list. We also display a global map showing you allowing you to easily see the most recent updates from each country. So for example, here's the updates from the UK. Now, below this, we also find the individual regulatory updates from our team of analysts going all the way back to 2014. Now, what makes Horizon Scanning unique is our technology, our analysts, and our taxonomy, which has been designed specifically for the needs of legal and compliance professionals working in the payments industry. I'm now going to share a high-level overview of the main features and then demo how you can use the platform to help you solve some of your most pressing compliance challenges. Monitoring more than 140 jurisdictions across the globe is as easy as just selecting or specifying the jurisdiction or the region that you're most interested in. Let's go for Europe, for example. Let's just go for the EU. Now you can then select which authorities matter to you. So I could do the European Banking Authority, for example, or I could look at the document types that matter to you, or the specialisms, things like AML, competition, antitrust, and so on. Now, once you've made your selections, you can easily create a watch list. I'm going to create a watch list right now. It's going to take a few seconds. Let's call it My Markets. And I can select my preference for how often I want to be alerted. So let's say weekly alerts, and I'll just save there. And I can come back to this at any time, and actually it automatically updates as changes happen. So that's the platform. Let's look at a few use cases. So as a simple example, let's say you're an acquirer in Italy, and you want to see what's happened in the last 12 months in that jurisdiction, because you're evaluating a go, no go to enter that market. So let's just reset the filters here. Using the filters, let's select Italy. So go to Europe, and we find Italy right there. And in products and services, let's go select acquiring, which is there and there. And we can refine the updates provided, and this gives us all the updates that we need to know. Let's look at one. Let's look at this one here. This is an individual update. What you see is the document type, the authority, the effective date that tells you when you need to have implemented that law, and the classifications. Now, this is which I'll come back to in a minute. Below, you have the original link source to the document. On the right, you have an activity timeline showing you the original proposal and how it's changed over time across the regulatory process. Now, going back to the classifications, this is a really cool thing, and it's how our analysts filter out all the noise and deliver what's relevant to you. We have 3 classifications, so actionable, as you see right there. This usually means something that you need to do, something that's legally binding. You have indicative, which usually means something like something that will happen in the future, such as a consultation. And you have informative, which gives you clarity around regulatory events. And with that, let's shift gears to how you can analyze, report, and present on this data. So let's go back. Now, what I've shown you so far is a great monitoring tool that lets you find all the updates you need on a single platform. Now, though, I'm going to show you something that goes a step further, something for senior stakeholders, compliance or strategy leaders to use to understand the regulatory landscape and be able to package and report that data to the board. Our horizon scanning dashboards enable you to create a customized overview of the regulatory landscape that matters most to you, compare and benchmark regulatory activity across jurisdictions to support decisions around, let's say, market entry or reporting on key regulatory trends that impact your business, and to understand and plan for future change, whether that's a consultation for the head of compliance or implementing the law for a compliance officer. Go to our activity tracker. So we have our activity tracker. This visualizes and provides context to regulatory events according to our classifications. So you see we have actionable, informative, indicative, and informative, and you see the total right there. So this gives you the big picture view. Our impact index, meanwhile, that's below, it's just here. This amalgamates all the data according to volume and classification, and gives you that sort of that yes or no barometer feel for impact that's important to you. These two charts work really well together. As you can see, the activity tracker, you can use it to understand the changes in impact. So if you have a really big change in impact, you can use the activity tracker, which is the same data, to understand why that's happened. Our regulatory deadlines calendar, meanwhile, provides the key response and effective dates that you need to know, and that's all in one place and updated in real time. Now, we know that you guys are time poor, and clients asked us to have something like this to be housed in one place for quick access and viewing. Let's say you're the head of compliance and you want to know about customer protection consultations in July for Europe, for example, and you need to know what you need to respond to. So let's simply add countries. So let's go to Europe. Let's go to Europe, and that was customer protection. So let's go to specialisms. You'll find customer protection right here. So here you can see all of the consultations that are relevant to you. So you're in Europe, customer protection consultations. Let's look at this one right here. So this is an AI FCA, Competition and Markets Authority initial review on AI, which of course is very in topic these days. So having these sorts of deadlines, you can go right back, you can go back here, you can go to March, you can go back, very easy to do. Having these deadlines in front of you will help you plan for your future workload and make sure you have plenty of time to respond and ensure you're influencing any policy change. Similarly, if you're a compliance analyst, this will help you to know the deadlines that you need to work against. You can go, if you're a compliance analyst, you can look for just effective dates. Again, if you're looking for those consultations, you can go for response dates. So you don't have to even look at all of them. And finally, we have our jurisdictional comparison tracker, which is right here, which lets you benchmark up to 4 jurisdictions over the past few years. So let's look at, let's see, this one, Alaska versus Arizona, for example. Or you could do, let's say, Costa Rica versus, let's do Massachusetts. So this is a great tool to facilitate discussions around product development, market entry, and compliance resourcing and allocation. So those are our tools. Let's take a look at how you can utilize these tools with some examples. I'm going to go back. I'm going to reset the filters. Now, let's suppose that you're a large firm that needs to track a range of topics that are sensitive to your business model across multiple jurisdictions worldwide that you operate in. That's a big task. So the dashboard, one of the key features of this dashboard, it can give you that personalized picture. This example, I'm going to choose this example from my watch list. It shows around 40 jurisdictions and looks at topics such as consumer protection, fraud, and data privacy. Now, with this, you can keep on top of trends that may pose a threat to your business. You can use this dashboard also as part of a monthly board update or even as a daily tracking tool. This dashboard also is really adaptable. So as requirements change, the dashboard can be easily customized to support those changes. You can add in new countries, you can change topics, so you don't have to start again. You can also download each of the graphs as a PNG graphic. You can download right here by going to that. So PNG, JPEG, PDF, or SVG to use however you want without any time wasted or used in Excel. And once set up, you can come back to this anytime you want, even on your phone. And it doesn't stop there. Switching, going back to the regulatory deadlines tab, we can see again all of the response and effective dates that are relevant to us. Again, if you're head of compliance, you need to see consultations. Those are all the consultations that are relevant to you that you can use to plan your future workload. You can go back and look at the individual updates and see what's personalized to you and what you need to get. So those are just a few common examples of how our clients can use the tool. But if you want to take a deep dive, we're more than happy to schedule a one-to-one call. And before I go, I just want to leave you with a couple of things to remember. Our vision was to provide compliance professionals with timely, accurate, and comprehensive monitoring and reporting solutions. And feedback from our clients confirm that we are helping them in a way that gives them control. We are also a people organisation, so our team of experts are passionate about helping you get the vital intelligence that you need. So we're at hand to help you deep dive into certain topics with you. We tell you what you need to know and when you need to know it. On that note, I'll say thank you very much. Let's take questions. Okay, so we've got a few questions here. So one is, do you have a definition of the filters? Filters on the right. So yes, we do. So if you just go to my PC here, you'll find the glossary. If I just go to glossary, you can find the definition of all the filters in glorious detail. I hope that helps you guys. Just going to go back, put it here because this looks pretty. Others, okay, there's one here. So is there global coverage? So yes, we absolutely have global coverage. As I said, 140 jurisdictions, or actually it's 143 now. So a lot of jurisdictions, and that includes the US's 50 states and all states at the Canadian level too. Okay, more questions. How many authorities do you monitor? Oh God, that's a difficult one. Let's see. We monitor, I believe it's just over 1,000. I think it's don't quote me on this, it's something like 1,100 authorities. Of course, on horizon scanning, results can be narrowed down to your Trojan authorities using the jurisdiction filter, this one here, in tandem with the authorities drop down. Any more questions? I can see one more question so far, and that's an interesting one. Do you cover the Conference of State Bank Supervisors? I believe we do, yes. I'm not an expert on US authorities, but if I'm not mistaken, this isn't an official regulator, but it's been very influential in wrapping up and harmonizing money transmission rules across state lines. So we feel that this would be something that you guys should definitely know about. So on that note, that last question, I'll say thank you very much for attending this webinar. We'll send you a follow-up email tomorrow with a recording of this session. If you have any further questions, please visit VIXIO.com or get in touch with one of our account managers. Okay, thank you.